Hello and welcome to our very first episode of our brand new podcast, Just Speak. I am your host, Claire B, and each episode we're going to bring you amazing, inspiring and authentic people. This podcast is all about real life, highs, lows and everything in between, and I cannot wait to get going. So this first episode is really just about introducing a little bit about me. Don't really want to go too much into that. And also, about Just Be and why we're here and how we've got here. So I'll just start with a little bit about me. I have always sort of thrived and come alive when I've been around sort of art, performing arts, that kind of thing. I realised quite young that was something that just made me feel okay. Now, whether that was through escapism or whatever, and also this is huge for me, and it's something I've realised over the last few years. My drama teacher was fantastic, and she gave me the time of day. And I didn't feel stupid or I didn't feel like I didn't belong. She really made me feel like, hey, you've got this. You could, you're great at this. Come on in. And that for me was probably the fire that really, just got going then. And that still is a fire that burns in me now, that I know that all it takes is one person. That's all we all need. It doesn't, and it doesn't matter what age. That I've also learned, as I've got older, working with lots of people, that it doesn't matter how old we are. If there is that one person, just one, that gives you a little bit of hope, that makes you feel okay, that just, gives you the space and the time that you need, enough to relax and just then be able to go, okay, who am I and what do I really, really want? And that's really sort of the crux of it all, and that's what's got me through. There was a crossroads in my life. I was like, I'm really stuck. And I didn't really know which way to go. And I actually changed my surname to B. And the reason was I needed to have my own identity. And actually, when I did that, it was like a fresh start. It was a brand new page for me. And it was a weight lifted, and I was able to move forward as just me. Now, this is all cheesy and really corny, but I can't help it because that really is the bottom line. And so that's how I sort of became, free, if you like, to be able to be comfortable with who I am and just move forward and then be able to help other people if I could. I've always wanted to sort of be around for people and do what I can, if I can. And if I can't, I'm more than happy to sort of help, find out who is the best person or what is the best place to go. So that's really the heart of it all and where it all started. I worked with a youth theatre company, Scrap Happy, which was amazing and really helped shape me as well as a person. And through that, I was then asked if I would consider working with some people in a rehab in Dundee, which I did. It was an all-male rehab, and they'd never, ever done any kind of drama before. So it was 12 guys, and they were pretty, what would you say, definitely not intimidated. I was intimidated, but they were really, wasn't really their first thing that they wanted to do, let's put it that way. So I had a little plan up my sleeve, and I took one of our really experienced young people who had great experience with stage fighting. I was going to say street fighting, but it definitely wasn't street fighting. It was stage fighting. And so we found a way. We found our middle ground. It was a bit of fun, but also it was theatre. And before you knew it, they were just, buying it hook, line and sinker. No, hook, line and sinker. No. Anyway, so, then really, and just to make it really short, from there, I just spent a bit of time with these guys every week, sometimes twice a week. And it just became infectious for them and infectious for me. And I would take my notepads, and I would always, we would just chat, and I would listen to their stories, and we would do little sort of improv sort of things and drama-y things, if you like. But I was just constantly jotting down all these amazing nuggets of wisdom that they would share, or their life stories, and eventually we pieced together this amazing musical called Drink the Musical, and it was probably one of the best things I've ever been part of, and it just, the momentum of it was just amazing, and from that we went to the Edinburgh Fringe. I think we went 2 or 3 times with another show as well. But Drink the Musical is really probably where Just Be was born, because to go to the Edinburgh Fringe, we needed sort of a company name, and so it was like, well, Just Be, because that was me, I was just being myself. I was just allowing myself to just be, and now finding a space and place for other people to just be. So that's what we came up with, was Just Be Productions. So that happened, and then a little bit down the line, working with some lovely people that I'm still very much friends with now, and they are very special to me. We then created a charity, because like anything really, you need money, and you can't really ask for money from funders unless you're a registered charity. So then we had to become a registered charity. Now this is all over the course of probably near 10 years actually, but at this time I had to try and balance sort of family life, my work life, because I worked full time as well, and then trying to run this charity and do everything I could, which I did for some time, and that's totally fine. Like that's not a bad thing. It's just a difficult thing, which I managed to navigate myself sort of through it, because I have a very supportive family and understanding. That I'm a bit. I can just sort of turn up and be like, actually now I've decided we're going to the Edinburgh Fringe. Now I've got to hire a bus. Now we've got to do 30 packed lunches and blah, blah, blah. So, had to balance all of that. And I did do that for quite a number of years in order to be able to be successful with the Just Be. We needed some money. So I needed to sort of self-fund it really for quite a while. But that was fine. And then eventually we got to a really lovely position where we could, apply for bigger funding, and I could actually put more of my time into that, so I could cut back on other work and really, really focus. Over the last few years, what's happened is we've gone from being sort of going across the city into different agencies and working with different partners to being in one place, which has been lovely. Bittersweet, because the reason that happened was due to COVID. So obviously no one's moving around. All the way through COVID pandemic, we remained open and accessible. And we came up with different creative ways to connect with people. I don't know, like it's all the Zoom and everything that's happening, but we would have bingo. We would have sort of just a group meetings. We would put together boredom packs and deliver them across the city, that kind of thing. one thing that's always happened, and this is the beauty of what we do and the sort of the drama side of it. The end product, the show, is actually the byproduct. So that's the bit that's like, oh, actually, that's pretty amazing. The other, everything else that comes with it along the way, that's the magic. That's where it really happens, and that's where the authenticity of our connections happens. So it might be that we happen to be singing a song about, whatever, but then that sparks a thought in somebody else, and they go, well, actually, this is about an alcoholic, and I've never really spoke about this before, but my relative was an alcoholic, or I live with alcoholism, or I've struggled with this, or it might be to do with homelessness, or it might be to do with anxiety, mental health, trauma, any of this, all these things that, people just actually all of a sudden go, I feel okay to talk about this, and I feel okay that I want to share, or I want to reach out and see how I can, move forward. And so, and these are the things that I've always connected with, and these are the things that I really, really care about, care about people, because I know there's so much that people can give, and a lot of people get, we've all been at crossroads. And so many of us say, oh, it could be me, and it literally could be. And so that's why I have to see past what's presented to me, either to my face or to from other people or from other places, have limited time with people. So they're never, can get a full picture. So we pride ourselves on being able to just be here and to let it happen when it happens, whatever that is. And so we've grown and evolved massively. We've got a brilliant team here. We're based in the city centre in Dundee, and we have an amazing team of staff that are there to provide support. We have food provision. We have a counselling service now. We are shortly about to launch our community laundrette. We still have our theatre sort of side of it, of course. We have guitar lessons, yoga, so just huge. We have a mum and baby group, which is amazing. One really wonderful young mum and dad had this beautiful baby girl called Alyssa, and mum was so good, but had nowhere to. It didn't feel like, there's nowhere that I can go. There's nowhere I feel drawn that I can go and be part of a mum and baby group. So she started her own mum and baby group. And these are the things that inspire us and keep us going. And this is what makes it work and makes it all tick. So I don't know if that's a nice sort of journey, or, if I've given a reasonable timeline. But it really all did start from one teacher, maybe one person, to now. And I've looked for that teacher and things like that, because that would be lovely. Because I think it's good to know sometimes if one person has inspired you. So Miss Hibbert, somewhere in the world still, I hope. You never know. She might find us here. But yeah, all it takes is one person, and that's what we're doing. Just a little bit bigger scale now, but the authenticity is still there, and it always will be. I have wanted to get a podcast together, get it going for a good few years, but like anything, time passes and things, life takes over. So really excited to bring this, and the reason, I listen to quite a lot of podcasts, and of late the video podcast as well, which I really like. But the reason is that I meet so many people and around so many good people And I often, in my head, I'm thinking, the world needs to know about you, or, other people, you've got so much to give. And most people always think, oh, I've not really done much, or I'm not really, they don't see the joy that they are, and they don't know the value that they bring. And I'm just like, you need your own platform. You need to have your say, and you need to, I'm saying you need to, if they want to. And so I'm excited to be able to like chat with people that I know will inspire and give other people hope and make people laugh and make people go, oh, actually, yeah, that's me as well, and I'm not a weirdo, or I'm not alone in this, or oh, I thought that was only me that happened to, that thing that happens, and that genuinely does happen. So. Yeah, it's just a lovely time to be able to sort of say, right, let's hear it from you, rather than read it in a textbook how we're meant to feel, or how we're meant to deal with people, or all that thing. So yeah, excited to do that, and I could probably fill this podcast for years, because there's just an amazing amount of people out there. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Just want to say a massive thank you to our funders, the NHS CIF Fund, the Community Innovation Fund, and also the SCVO Digital Pioneers Fund. Without our funders, like many charities, we wouldn't be able to bring you all that we do. So really, thank you very, very much. And thanks to everybody that has taken the time to listen and maybe watch this week. And we'll see you again soon.